everybody, and call to order the June 20th, 2023 the commission meeting of the Limestone County Commission. And, Ellen, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Barksdale?
Here.
Mr. Gatlin?
Here.
Mr. Townsend?
Here.
And let the record be known that Commissioner Salmon is out today with a medical issue. He had the doctor appointment today. So, Mr. Gatlin, you want to lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. And people didn't know, last week, one of the days was Flag Week, so we had a Flag Day celebrations around town, so beautiful flag. All right, first thing on the agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from June 6th of 2023. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Barksdale. Do I have a
I'll
second? Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Mr. Gatlin?
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $1,475,376.30. Do I have such a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Mr. Gatlin?
Aye.
Mr. Townsend?
Aye.
Mr. Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Do we have any conflicts of interest for anything coming from the commission today? Everybody's silent, so I'll take that as a no. Resolutions and orders. First one on here, I'll ask for a resolution to approve a resolution identifying Goodell Mills and K Wood and Morrell Engineering as engineer firms that can be utilized by the county to begin projects development activities in support of various federal grants applications on behalf of the county on a project-by-project basis. To have such a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Barksdale. To have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gatlin. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Mr. Gatlin?
Aye.
Mr. Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve a resolution authorizing Chairman Colin Daly to enter into a contract with Morrell Engineering to provide all engineering services required to implement the Mooresville Road Improvement Project in accordance with the approved FMHA engineering fee scale and scope of service associated with the project. Do I have such a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. To have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Mr. Townsend?
Aye.
Mr. Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Contracts, agreements, and grants. We have a few today. First one on here will be to approve an MOU with Mid-America Health for portable dental services at the Limestone County Jail. This will be from July of 23 to June of 24. To have such a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Townsend. To have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Mr. Townsend?
Aye.
Mr. Barksdale?
Aye.
Mr. Gatlin?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve a construction agreement for an industrial access project. This is new roadway from Airport Road to Pryor Field property line between the state of Alabama and the Limestone County Commission. The state will reimburse the county for no more than $776,400. Do I have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. To have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. And with the discussion on this, I'll say that as a commission meeting, if it was to be a little overrun in there, we can have the opportunity to go back to the state. Any more discussion? No more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Mr. Gatlin?
Aye.
Mr. Townsend?
Aye.
Mr. Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Third on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve to apply for a grant for the amount of $30,000 through RC&D Council. And this here is for Cal Ford Campground to complete electrical upgrades to bring the power up to state standards. And this is no cost match. So I'll need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin. To have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Mr. Gatlin?
Aye.
Mr. Townsend?
Aye.
Mr. Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Number 4 on here will be to approve to apply for a SS4A grant in the amount of $2 million to complete demonstration projects that will implement roadway safety in Limestone County. TARCOG is completing the required action plan for the Limestone County. There is a 80-20 match, which will be required $400,000 to have such a motion.
I make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Barksdale to have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Budget revisions, we have a couple today, as we've discussed in the work session, so I need a motion to approve these two budget revisions.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin to have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We have no purchases, board appointments. We have one board appointment. I'll ask for a motion to approve Cal Bridgeport to the Athens Limestone Hospital Board, to have such a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin to have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Townsend. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We have wood award a bid for a fiber cable trailer, and I need a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Townsend to have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale, and the discussion part of it was that this is pending the city approving their other side of it. I think it was in the notes on the work session. So, anyways, discussion is over. Any more? No more. So vote. I call for the vote.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Personnel action. I'll ask for a motion to approve to hire Michael Leslie Bailey and Michelle Lee Robinson. This right here is for part-time van drivers to council nature to have such a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Townsend to have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gatlin. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Second on here will be to approve to hire a position for a temporary jail recording technical until August the 1st of 2023, and this said position will allow for jail record technical to educate the new person coming in. So we need a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gatlin to have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Barksdale. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Third on here, I'll ask for a motion to approve to hire the following corrections officers pending a drug screening, and the first one is William Calman. The second one is Jameen Jennings, and the third one is Dalton Gross. To have such a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Townsend to have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Gatlin. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. And number 4 is I'll ask for a motion to approve to hire Haven Helms as a temporary labor and engineering department. To have such a motion.
I make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Barksdale to have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gatlin. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. I'll ask for a motion to approve the merit increases listed below.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Townsend to have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gatlin. Any discussion with anybody on the list? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. At this time, engineer's report. Mr. Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have Jones Springs subdivision Phase 3. This is a major for final approval, creating 57 lots in District 2. We also have New Garden Acres subdivision minor for preliminary and final, creating 2 lots in District 1. Stanford Road subdivision minor for preliminary and final, creating 2 lots in District 3. Nancy C. Brown subdivision, a replat of lots A and C2, minor for preliminary and final, affecting 2 lots in District 3. And we have Creekmore Glen, major subdivision for preliminary approval, creating 13 lots in District 2. And that's all that I have for your consideration today.
All right. So I'll ask for a motion to approve the subdivision submitted by the engineer, Mr. Massey.
I make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Barksdale. To have a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gatlin. Any discussion with any one of the subdivisions? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Barksdale?
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin?
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, and under other business, according to the attachment by the legislation of Alabama, House Bill 113, approved to allow the Limestone County Sheriff to set the service process fee for sections 2A in-state papers of $25 and 2B for out-of-state papers for $50, as we discussed in the work session. So I need a motion to approve these two.
I make a motion.
A motion by Commissioner Barksdale to have a second.
Second.
Well, I'll go with Commissioner Gatlin. Commissioner Gatlin on the second. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Barksdale.
Aye.
Commissioner Gatlin.
Aye.
Commissioner Townsend.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We have no executive session, so we have no scheduled public hearings. At the report of officers, first one here be Commissioner District 1, Commissioner Samet. Everybody knows Mr. Samet has been out today. He's out. He felt good. He was by the office Friday. He has been out working, and I just want to kind of give a report. He is feeling better, but he had to go today for some PET scan and stuff, and we'll know more in a few days. But up at his district, I know Dennis has been taking care of everything and doing a great job, and I know the engineering department will be moving up into Moorville Road next, I think, after they get over the East Ferry.
I think that's
I think that's right over
where
there.
we go.
Schoolhouse Road, and then
What?
Schoolhouse Road, and then going.
Yeah, Schoolhouse.
Yeah, once we leave District
District 4,
4,
they go
then
out there.
when we go to District 1, we'll be going to District 1 next.
I know I had several people ask me about when we was going to get to that project Moorville Road the last few weeks, and we are headed that way quick as we get done in District 4 over there. We're doing East Ferry right now. So East Ferry is a highly traveled road and a major collector out of the West Limestone part of the county. Everybody be real careful, watch all the people out working. Everybody wants to get safe home to their family, but they're out there working. But when they get through with that, they'll be going up there. And as far as I know, District 1, everything's going like a well-oiled machine, and they're working well. So if you have any questions or anything, just please reach out to Dennis Wallace, the foreman up there. All right, Commissioner Barksdale.
I would just like to congratulate Drew and Krista on their recycling grant, and I look forward to congratulating them a lot more.
Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. Gatlin.
Yes, to kind of follow up, about the grants you've already touched that. I know Kerry is kind of the one that kind of runs the recycling department. I know, grants, you got to have people that do the paperwork, but doing the legwork too is a big part as far as pulling data and stuff. So I want to thank Kerry, Drew, and Krista, all three, for their work on that. I know Ladon was a big push to get recycle started back, and he played a part in that too. So just want to thank those guys for getting that program off the ground and going. And I know we got equipment scattered out all over the county. I'll be glad to get back in one location to clear some room up in some of the buildings. Like I've got some of the equipment in my shop out there. So that's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Gatlin. Commissioner Townsend.
Yeah, again, I would like to thank Kerry, Krista, and Drew, and everybody that had a hand in that grant, because that's been a long process. They've worked really hard on that, and recycling's a big thing for Limestone County. I get a lot of calls about recycling, and I'm so glad that we got that now. We can see it move on further and get us a place to put the building and get back to recycling here in Limestone County like we was before, hopefully. So I just want to thank y'all for everything y'all done on that. And Mr. Chairman said something, East Ferry. We are working on East Ferry, and we're kind of in an area there that's kind of dangerous. So if everybody could, just please be careful there at the Chapman Hollow area. We're remilling today. Hopefully we'll put back down tomorrow, and then we'll chip seal after that, and then come in with a wearing surface. So and then of course watch my bush hogs. I think we should get done with our first round of bush hogging this week, and hopefully we'll wait a few weeks and then start back up again. So other than that, that's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Like I said, the grant that the recycling will be big. I know Mr. Lords, he always was really involved with all this. I want to thank, some of the commissioners are not here today, and some of them have moved on further, but, that was it was a tough decision the county made to go into that cycle, and I think it's going to be really rewarding to the county. I know that we all had a big push to get it started, and we started up here at LNS property, and you would be amazed at the amount of people in Limestone County that use that service, and it's just something to go to, and they're really thankful for that service. I know Ladon was big in it. We got it going and all, and like I said, some of the other commissioners are gone now, but I want to thank them for they're looking forward. That's why I think this big plan would be good for the county, is to look at what we do for the future. I know this is big for that program. I know Kerry has been a ace in the hole. Drew's been big. Krista's been good when she came in. Ellen, she does a lot and Mark has done a lot of the legwork on this too. This is just a really good all around for everybody in the county. I want to thank all the commissioners for their support of that. All right, so hope everybody had a happy Father's Day. I know it's a good Father's Day for me. So moving forward, then we had the farmers market Saturday. Went down to the farmers market Saturday. First time I've been to the Saturday market this year. I've had a conflict, and plus had some family issues to deal with. But you know, they have done an amazing job down there. And I went down there Saturday. They had kind of a, you know, I really don't know what the day was called, but they had, I know Commissioner Gatlin was down there. They had the rescue squad, the sheriff's office were there with patrol, put little badges on kids. I mean, it was, you know, just and the Athens Fire Department was there. They had some tractors. Antique Tractor Club was there. Athens Ambulance Service was there. Had tons of vendors, and people just walking around. You know, I used to do farmers markets for years, and that was, you know, to the friendships and the fellowship that goes on there is, you know, that's like, you know, school resource officers, all this. I know a lot of times we talk about things like this, but, you know, if that's like that, you know, it's to teach kids that it's all right to go up and talk to the policeman. That's big, you know. And I mean, you know, those little kids, they were so excited to, you know, to go over and see the police car. I know we went up to the Ardmore Tractor Pull. My little granddaughter, she wanted to get in the police car up at Ardmore, so we went. So I would thank the Ardmore Police Department also. I know we all work well together, so she had to get in there and play around. So that's and then we went to Elkmont Saturday. I want to thank Elkmont Volunteer Fire Department. I know Derek's been big in the Volunteer Fire Department. They have pushed hard to do something for my family, and my little granddaughter, she had a major time up planning the fire truck Saturday, so I mean that was great. But I want to thank everybody in the community for all they've done. And another thing is, you know, I always, you know, today's National Ugliest Dog Day. I've got 4 of the ugliest dogs in the community every time, so we always have this day of what day of the week it is. So it's Ugly Dog Day. So, and so everybody, you know, I used to when I was growing up, if you had a dog that was cross or something, you had a mutt. And nowadays we've got a Bernie Doodle and a Labradoodle and my sister's got a Aussie Doodle. So I mean, in other words, the people are buying these things. So I mean, it's you know, used to we call them. I mean, but so they're great dogs, but we have these ugly dogs. So. Well, yesterday was Juneteenth. I want to thank everybody for celebration of that day, and today is National Eagle Day too. So that's like the flag and eagle. That's a beautiful thing. So, and today I wear my yellow tie because that's optimistic. Today, you know, I was reading up the yellow tie means optimistic, and I'm really optimistic that we have 3 or 4 people in our immediate county family that are battling cancer, and I'm optimistic that they're all going to beat it. I know Ellen's got to go with it right now. Commissioner Salmon has to go with it, and we also have Ricky Smith. A lot of people, you know, Ricky's kind of the guy behind the limelight, runs around, delivers the mail to the offices and all, and the maintenance do. I mean, Ricky's one of those kind of people you can ask him to do something, Ricky run do it. So I mean, you know, I know he's battling it too, and Ellen's she's got a doctor's appointment today, and Commissioner Salmon does today. But I'm optimistic we're all going to get through it, and that's why I got on my yellow tie today. So that being said, we will recess until. Or adjourn until Monday, July the 3rd. That's the Monday before the 4th. We will be here Monday. We will be closed on that Tuesday at the Clinton Street Annex, and then we'll be doing budget hearings that day. I know a lot of people in the community like to. I know Brian comes out a lot of times to go to the budget hearings and all, and we have several people in the community. So if you have want to talk about budget hearings or whatever that day, we'll be here twice that day. So just look for the schedule, and thank everybody for being here today.